The Millions Germany main event is up and running. 1,022 entrants have ponied up the €5,000 buy-in to create a €5 million prize pool. 127 get paid here in Rozvadov, and as we join the action at the start of day 2, 324 remain. 8 of them sat at our first featured table.
It is day 2 of the Party Poker Live Millions main event. We started with over 1,000 entries. We're down to 324 players, and we've got Viktor Blom sitting at this featured table with a pretty healthy stack, so things could get ugly quite quickly. Let's let Andy kick off this action.
Well, before Andy, the tournament director, gets us going, let's just take a quick look at who we have at our feature table. And it is the Swede, Viktor Blom, who is the star attraction here. And second in chips at this feature table is ordered up firmly in the groove. Commentary comes from Simon Trumper and yours truly, James Dempsey, and plenty more waiting to get on the mic as things happen.
So a lot of guest commentators coming in. We have Barney Bateman, Jack Sinclair, Patrick Leonard.
I was lucky yesterday as well, though. You're missing one man out of my favourite, Johnny Lodden.
He came in, did he?
Johnny Lodden came in,
cool.
did 2 hours with us.
Yeah, he's good fun, Johnny.
Yeah. He was actually delayed his entry into flight 1D last night to come and give us 2 hours. Yeah, these guys all will be playing day 2 as they bust out. I know lots of people keen to come and join me. I know Simon has lots of running around to do.
I do, yeah.
Dabbling between having to run this tournament and do commentary. Gregor then, under the gun. 10s at 175. Thomas, next seat, ace, queen, suited. As you can see, Gregor has about 40 big blinds. Thomas probably elects to just call this one. And he does, I like that play. And Gregor, a much tighter range under the gun.
Exactly, I like the way that he's changed his earlier aggression. He was 3-betting a couple of times.
Joseph here, pocket 7s, 30 big blinds, pretty easy call to take it multi-way.
No set, no bet.
Yeah,
it's the golden rule.
Folds the small, and Adastidus folds his big blind.
7s and 10s against ace, queen suited.
3 players. 5 check.
Check. This Thomas deciding to bet. May well believe he has the best hand. Although, hand that probably plays better as a check.
Yeah, and as expected, Joseph calls. Now, is Gregor going to call or raise?
Well, I think the way he's played it, he'd have to just call.
1.69 million in the middle. Looking at the chip counts, Gregor's got 2.8, Thomas 3.5, Joseph 1.7. These are probably 3 of the shortest stacks on the table.
Now, Gregor, of course, raising under the gun. Pretty much impossible that he's beat here. It would be 3-bet. They're potentially jacks. I mean, of course, someone could have quads, and he is going for the check raise.
5 raise, 765.
I'm not a huge fan of this line. I'd like to see him just bet the flop, get some value from ace highs, pocket pairs.
Dynamic board. Yeah.
Check raising, he's basically saying he's got a better hand than he actually does, really. He's really representing a very big pocket pair. Of course, maybe one of these guys thinks he's just bluffing, but it's bluffs. There aren't many bluffs you can have raising under the gun.
Yeah, you should be able to realise that with Joseph calling behind, he's likely to have a hand like 6s, 7s or 8s.
Especially
that didn't 3-bet pre.
Joseph, when he's making this raise size, if Joseph goes all in, Gregor pretty much has to call, so it's hard for him to be bluffing.
Well, the story that Gregor's telling everybody is I raised under the gun with a big pocket pair.
Well, it's weird because you'd expect him to bet a big pocket pair. You'd expect him to bet 10s, but Joseph thinking, I'll find a
look
better
at that.
spot.
Do you see that? LA, tapping the table there.
Yeah. It's interesting though, I think, it's easy to say from here, we can see the hand. I think Gregor could have got a lot more value out of that hand. I think if he'd bet the flop, Thomas would probably have called, and it would have been hard for Joseph just to fold for one more bet, so you'd have got it to the turn. more chips in. And then Joseph may well have just raised all in on the flop as well.
So 324 players in the field still, and these are the top 8, we think. Hard to keep track. And you see our man, Viktor, right there amongst the leaders in 7th spot. Moldova's Pavel Plezev has over $2 million of live tournament winnings to his name, so it's no slouch. And if anyone knows what GGBN stands for, then let us know, because he is top of the chip count at the start of day 2. So then, GGBN not on our feature table, he's out there on the main tournament floor as we do get action back underway here. It is Viktor Blom who starts this hand on the button. And it is the hand that we're looking at as action does fold around. And Ollie Shemian there. He will fold his cut off.
Oh, look at this. 2 of the biggest chip leaders on the table. Viktor Blom, 6-7 suited on the button. Legitimate hand for raising into the blinds. But our chip leader has got pocket rockets.
Well, there's no way Isildur will be folding the 6-7 suited. Especially Aristides. It's quite a small 3-bet there, out of position, less than 3x. I like to go bigger, especially how deep they are. And he knows how sticky Isildur will be. Likes to play a lot of flops.
Yeah, and as you say, there's absolutely no way Viktor's folding. He's in position, 6-7 suited, and this is, in my opinion, suited connectors are good cards to have against big pairs. You can hit a lot of flops.
Yeah, with that raise sizing, I think obviously they haven't played together. Aristides has just joined the table, but wow, here we go. 5-5-6 was a great door card for Viktor. Rolled out not so great. Aristides see with a backdoor nut flush draw. This pot should already be 2 million, really. You should have 3-bet bigger.
4-bet, 325.
Just make a small bet, and Viktor will hang around for at least the turn. Of course, has backdoor straight draws to go with his top pair.
Yeah, he'll be staying in this pot for a lot longer. If we see a 4, 6, 7 or 8, no help there.
Jack, Viktor will need more of the 6s. Of course, Isildur, he may well bluff his way into winning this hand. Aristides here. He has to fire again.
Just thinking how much to bet, 2.1 million. Probably bet a third of the pot this time, 650, something like that.
4-bet, 700.
A little bit more than you thought, Simon. 700.
Yeah, sorry, I was 50,000 out. Well, it was a third of the pot though. It was 2.1.
Viktor will make call again by the looks of it.
Call.
He does. So, huge pot already, Simon. Over an average stack in the pot. River 3 changes nothing.
4 check. 3 check.
Check. And Isildur quickly checks back his 6. So Aristides picking up a nice little pot there.
Absolutely zero emotion from Viktor, as you would expect.
Well, as we see Aristides put together that chip stack, he is our feature table chip leader now, and to see how he gets on, tune in after the break. Well, welcome back to the Party Poker Live Millions main event here at King's Casino in Rozvadov. We just saw Aristides take the chip lead on this feature table. Let's see how he and the other players get on. Of course, it won't be easy. He has to deal with Ollie Shemian and none other than Viktor Isildur 1 Blom.
So action starts. Julian under the gun. Folding its way around. Our first look at Ollie. Pocket jacks.
Ole, 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 ole.
So Shemian will raise it up, and look at this. Viktor Blom, real hand. Ace, queen suited behind.
Third time we've seen ace queen suited today, just flat.
Oh, no.
But,
Viktor won't be flat.
Viktor has a different idea.
Viktor Blom versus Ollie Shemian. This is what we come to see. This is one of these situations. This could get all in, Simon. These stacks, these players. There would be a lot of chips, but these guys for sure have battled many times. Ole, given the situation, this is a main event. You might find he doesn't have to go to war. He doesn't. He just call. Of course, a good hand to call and then call down with a lot of boards against Uber. One of the better hands to play as a bluff catcher. And there is no bluff from Viktor. Top pair, top kicker, nut flush draw. Ollie won't mind that flop too much though. Only one overcard. He does have backdoor spades himself. Question is how much will Viktor extract it?
350.
The great thing about this for Viktor, of course, a lot of players would have flat called in position pre. Having 3 bets, and now doesn't necessarily have to have a hand as strong as he's got.
That's right.
And once Ole's checked him, he has to call at least once. But what a monster flop for Viktor Blom. Top pair, nut flush draw, and an overcard.
Yeah, 9 of clubs changes nothing.
Good check.
It's a bit of a similar situation in reverse, isn't it, to Aristote's against Viktor, where the flop's gone check call, bet call, bet call. I can't see Ole getting away from this turn card either.
I see Viktor making a more sizable bet this time. Looks like he is about half pot. Ole, in his mind, will be thinking Viktor's less likely to barrel this turn as a bluff. And he has check called the flop. And of course, Ole does block some of the hands Viktor might want to double barrel with, including straight draws that may have picked up, Jack 10. And of course, some of the big spade combinations, given he has Jack of spades in his hand.
Try and get a read off that young man.
He does fold.
Wow. Now there, look at that. Now that shows that these two have played hundreds and hundreds of hands together.
I think the Jack of spades was the key card there in Ollie's hand. He knows he's less likely to have flush draws having that in his hand.
So, what are we playing for here at the King's Casino? Well, everyone's eyeing that €1 million first prize, that's for sure. Second picks up 600k, third 400, and so on and so forth. Anyone who makes the official 8-hand of Fun table is guaranteed at least €70,000. Finish 10th, 11th, or 12th, and you pocket €40,000. That's an 800% return on your €5,000 buy-in. And then we get incrementally smaller, paying all the way down to 127th spot. Yes, you don't want to finish 128th. Just 300 remain. So the action this hand starts with our man Isildur under the gun. He'll be one of those players trying to make that final 8. Yeah, and Aristides, though, no interest in this pot. Gregor looks down at the ace-deuce offsuit. He will give it up, as I imagine will Thomas here.
Haven't seen much from Lander, have we?
No, but action is on him in the cutoff with ace-5. We'll raise up to 200. 200? Bigger size than the rest of the guys have gone for. Big blind is 70,000, so just shy of 3x. Julian, button 10-9 suited. Fine hand to take to the flop.
8 call.
This is what he likes to do. Those of us watching the stream yesterday would have seen Julian play. We had him on here for 2 hours. So he acquired some more chips later in the day. Ollie, Jack 10 in the big blind. Price good enough for him to come along. Freeway. Lando with slightly the best of it.
3 players.
And an interesting flop here.
2 check.
Lander bottom pair, Julian middle pair, Ole open-ended straight draw. Kind of bored though, Simon. Lander's open the cutoff, Julian's flat the button. Queen 9, around the range of cards you'd expect Julian to have, right?
Yeah. It's 2 opponents calling him. This is not a good time to c-bet. And Lander realises that's bound to have hit one of them.
Julian, a couple of options here. Personally, prefer the check in a three-way pot.
8 check.
He does. Turn. 7 of hearts. You can see Lander stood as a pair of 5s. Ollie might decide now's the time to stab with his straight draw. Lander with a c-bet strong hands. He does piece out a bet.
To bet, 410.
410 is the bet. No way Landa can proceed, even though he has a pair. And Julian, the way he's played his hand, now got Ole to put chips in when he's way behind. Surely call. Of course, Ole knows he doesn't have a strong hand, because that would have bet the flop. So he may be thinking, if I do get called by the button, I have to fire big on the river.
8 call. What's up?
The river pairs a 7. Maybe of the smallest concern to Ole that Julian has, somehow does have a 7, but quite unlikely. Most of his 7s would have stabbed on the flop as they'd have gut shots.
Reaching deep, it's going to have to be at least half pot, I think. I think he gets this through, don't you?
I'm surprised
the way he's played it.
I'm surprised he's actually not gone bigger. I guess what he's trying to say is, and this is something we were discussing the other day, by betting closer to half pot, he puts more hands into his value range. So he's saying, I could have just queen 10 here and be value betting. If he bets full pot 2 minutes, he's saying, I've basically got ace queen or better. So if he puts his opponent more on a 9 than a queen, which is obviously very possible when he checks back that flop, this is a better bet size.
He also could have king 9, but well, that's the story he's trying to tell Julian,
So,
and he's got it through.
It does work.
It was believable
the
way he played it, and the skill there. So many players would have just checked that river, given up, and Ole has measured out the perfect size bet to get that through.
290 players remaining, and these are the 8 we have at our feature table. Is of course Aristides still our feature table chip leader, and actually last time we looked, top in the tournament chip counts as well, at least we think. These things can be hard to keep track of with nearly 40 tables out there. We are of course in the largest poker room in Europe here at King's Casino Rosvadov, and this is the Millions Germany main event.
Thomas under the gun, ace 10 suited, and he'll be playing.
6 raise, 150. 7, 8 puff. One puff. Call.
Ole will call the raise. Pocket 8. Victor, pocket 9s on the button. And relatively deep this pot. The opener 35 big blinds. Oh, sorry, 50 big blinds raising from the under the gun. Victor can't really raise this one up, so we'll take it 3-way at least. All depends what Gregor finds in the big blind. Jack 4 off. I imagine against these 3, he won't want to play Jack 4 off. He does fold. So 3-way, ace 10 suited, 8s and 9s. Flop 6, 7, 7.
With 2 diamonds.
Yep.
So Thomas with overcards and the nut flush draw. Ole and Victor with overpairs. And if either hits their pair, it will give the other one a straight draw.
Yeah, that is true. All the players will like this flop.
Thomas thinking, how can I possibly not see bet this flop?
Because he's looking at Ole Shemian and Viktor Blom with position on him. That's what he's thinking.
Pot's 1.1 million.
This is back 250.
He puts in something that has become quite common now, a small flop c-bet. He gets a call from Ole. Now, Victor chose not to 3-bet pre-flop on the button with his 9s. It's disguised the strength of his hand. He elects to call as well. Will this turn card change everything?
Yeah, bad card for everyone, the red jack.
Victor could think his 9s are good, take a stab, but he checks as well.
River king. Interesting, of course, if Thomas was up against a lower flush draw, almost certainly the lower flush would have overtaken him now.
That's the, do you know, but he's actually thinking, he's probably thinking, I'd normally bet here. Like, once it's been checked back to me on the turn and the king's come, that's a great card for me to bluff.
I think
he's got 3.2 million and he's betting into two of the best players in the tournament.
I think this is a bad card to bluff on, given that a lot of the hands that would have called you on the flop are worse. Well, in a 3 or pot, there's a good chance you're up against a worse flush draw, and they would have improved to a pair most likely. But he has decided to bet, and we can see with this board, very likely to work. Repping a king, betting a very small, which again, as we discussed, I like because it allows him to have more kings in his range.
I'd like to see Victor think all this through.
He has thought it through.
Well,
I mean,
I'll tell you what, you've got to hand it to Thomas there.
Yeah, made 2 better hands fold.
Yeah.
I still don't like it this time. I think he's up against a king or jack a fair amount there with diamonds.
Yeah, you see about the flop and check back the turn.
I appreciate that he has the 10 of diamonds in his hand, which obviously does stop some combos like jack 10 and king 10 diamonds. But when you get called in 2 spots, you have such a good chance that someone has one of those hands.
I'm actually surprised. Did you hear that off camera? Ole and Victor told each other what hands they had. Well, so that's nice information, free information there for Thomas.
Welcome back to the Party Poker Live Millions Germany main event here in Rosvadov. Easy for me to say. Where 248 players remain, and we're going to switch things up at the feature table and meet some new players.
We started the day with 324 here on day 2, and we are now down to 248 players in Rosvadov. I'm standing next to self-proclaimed nerd and all-around great poker player, Jason Wheeler. Jason, what are your thoughts on the field here in Rosvadov?
It's been great. Like, I mean, it was a little tougher, I think, than a lot of people expect. There's a lot of like big names here. A lot of like I didn't expect to see Gus here and Patrick, which was nice to see as well.
Well, by the way, Gus has been playing open-face Chinese for the past 40+ hours.
Yeah, literally, I went to sleep, I saw him playing. I woke up, I saw him playing. I went to sleep again, I was just okay. But no, it's been great. I mean, there's been a lot of opportunities for anybody that wants to get in the main event. They did a lot of awesome qualifiers, so like almost anybody that wanted to play could get in and get a shot at it. And you know, you'd have people that are professionals sitting next to a guy who got in for 500 euros. And you know, it kind of brings back the community aspect, which I love. So I'm just having a great time and hoping to continue it on and maybe make a deeper run and do some more of these.
Love it. Well, I love that you're here repping Chi-Town. Best of luck to you, Jason.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, new faces to get to know on our TV table, although some of them you may already be familiar with. Niall Farrell, of course, has the most chips on the table, as well as being a Triple Crown winner. That, of course, means he has a World Series of Poker title, a WPT title, and an EPT title. Niall's World Series of Poker title actually came here in the King's Casino Rosvadov at the Super High Roll event in 2017. So he is most definitely familiar with these surroundings. Jason Wheeler is a popular personality on the poker circuit. And of course, John Conroy has been around a bit. And talking of wily old veterans, Marcel Lüske joins me now in the commentary box.
We are playing for €1 million here, Party Poker Live main event. 5 million guaranteed. Winner, 1 million. It will be, I think it was 127 players paid. Minimum payout 10,300. A rare moment of silence on the table. Folding around to Jason. King deuce of diamonds in the cutoff. Looks like he's going to raise this one up.
8 raise, 230.
No problem.
Folds to Gabriel on the big blind, King 7 suited. More than enough. Cool and see a flop, Marcel.
3, go.
Little does he know that he has a big lead.
Yeah, way the best hand.
Accept.
Especially now. Both players a backdoor flush draw. Gabriel has a pair.
I check.
And Jason perhaps checking back.
Now it's back in business again.
Yeah, we worried that flop would have hit Gabriel, which it did. Jason has picked up the flush draw. So Gabriel piecing together a bet. I'm sure Jason will call.
3 bet, 275.
Jason will make the call with his king high flush draw. 885,000 in the pot going to the river. Ace of spades.
Might give him the winning hand.
Yeah, Jason may well decide to bluff with that card.
There's a check, and there's going to be a bet from Jason. That's my prediction.
Jason trying to make Gabriel
Representing
fold out. Trying to make him fold a 7 or 8 here. Marcel probably doesn't expect him to hold too many queens.
8 bet, 575.
There it is.
That's fired about pot. It's a big bet.
Representing an ace high flush draw.
Bet. Very significant to Gabriel's stack. 8.8. Yeah, and a great play by Jason there. As you said, as soon as the ace came down, that may well win in the pot.
That was part of the game plan.
Yep.
That's good.
He doesn't give him an ace. So he represents the ace.
For today, again?
Like a typical poker hand where you can see
Maybe one
how a poker player plays it.
Yeah,
that was developed hand. Nicely that hand.
Yeah. They played amazing. Played really well, actually.
Not sure if it's going to be enough.
I think so.
Well,
Yeah, they did.
that hand action starts here with Ludo under the gun as the boys discuss Celtic's fortunes.
Yeah, but
They're just back off their break, but it's always tough to go.
They did look extremely rusty.
Ludo gives the 7-5 suited up from under the gun. But it is Conroy who will raise things up with Queen 10 off.
Our defence is usually a problem, but yesterday they played really well. But scoring's not usually an issue.
Firaldo, a big Celtic fan. They did win last night in the UEFA Cup. Wow, real hands here. John popping up 225 Queen 10. Thomas flat behind with 8s. Jason in the hijack, Ace King suited. And don't be fooled by John's appearance. He's very much down with the kids. Understands the complexities of the game.
What's your plans after this, or are you going to Nottingham? When is it?
815.
Yeah, but when you leaving, have you done anything now? No.
Obviously, that's just like the worst question, you know me.
I know. It's time to work out and go to Prague for a couple of days first if we have time or something.
Could do, yeah. Well, the plan is to make the final here then.
Well, that is plan A, yeah.
Yeah.
Gabriel, 26 big blinds and small blinds this action.
I'm
No real option but to jam.
You've made the final. So I've got a bit of work to do.
Yeah, it looks like he has to jam it. If he's going to play this like a call to see a low flop, it's like he missed the opportunity to.
Pretty sick how long they've been playing.
Or even
They're still going.
Gus and James, I think it's 45 hours or something.
James who?
JP online, JAAP.
Oh, alright.
And one guy from Vienna.
One guy from Vienna, then Gus.
3 re-raise all in.
Gabriel does move all in.
I think it was 600.
Not particularly fun
At the start it was 300.
tens
Maybe
and
they
jacks.
600.
to me. If
They
there's a
have
3
to,
bet
otherwise it's
already.
getting boring.
It is what it is.
I'm sure Jason will quickly call here.
Me and Firaldo played like 10 a point once on flights coming back.
If you have spades,
No,
doubles.
we don't. We were just playing on the app, but
okay, on the app.
No, he can't fold. He has to call.
otherwise,
Be happy to see he's against pair. Obviously, Gabriel must have been playing very tight for Jason to think that long with Ace King suited.
classic
snap
race.
call against
Yeah, I
a lot
just
of
didn't
players.
want to see him having kings or
An
aces.
absolute classic.
Then he's like,
Best of luck to all involved.
Firaldo doing our job for us. Classic race.
Hope both participants have a good time.
Anyone up from pair?
Ace King Deuce. 2 spades.
For this way.
Jason. So Gabriel has the backdoor flush draw.
well,
Turn
you
10.
got,
Queen or Jack. Otherwise,
6 out.
he will be eliminated.
Oh, 10.
Moves to a full house for Jason. So Gabriel will leave us. Fortunately for him, it is before the money.
I don't think I can fold. Well, you're never folding. That's for
No,
sure.
come on. Me and him have played so much over the last year.
Yeah, but you're still not folding. Come on.
No, I can maybe. If he has 5 million, I don't think I call.
Yeah, but he doesn't shove 5 million.
Well.
Yeah, Jason trying to defend himself there. It's only a 26 big blind, 4-bet shove. There's no way he can fold.
Get over your sorrows. I think through all my decisions. Okay?
I knew you went up the bar as well.
I do. You already know what to have waiting for me, mate.
A wee whiskey.
A wee whiskey.
Updates here from the tournament floor. So we've lost Roberto Romanello, but Anthony is still in it. We'll see if Roberto will be railing him. I'm sure that will be the case. And then a couple other notables that are still in it. Felipe Ramos, Philip Grusom. I saw Joan, Timothy Adams, and of course my compatriota, Maria Lampropoulos. Vamos, Argentina.
Thank you, Marianella.
Eventually there's a price point you won't like, you know.
It's the kind of table I like to be on, Marcel.
Yeah.
They're good players, but a lot of fun. At least if you lose your money, you have a good time doing it.
It's filled with people who thought that.
8 pots, 1 pot.
Andrej.
Will you go to the Irish
up.
Open this year? Will
Yeah,
you be there?
yeah.
I was thinking about going because I was in the U.S. before, so I wouldn't fly all the way over in the last
Oh, you
few
should go
years.
and go for the Norwegian Championship
Yeah.
the week before. It's crazy.
Yeah, I heard the cash games are great. But I live in Europe now, so
Yeah.
it's easy to go.
Should go.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun.
Yeah. No, I had a great time, but it's been a few years.
Yeah.
And you may notice our new player is not a new player at all. Here's Gregor from our last table.
Like everybody's having a good time.
We'll move back to the
And it
feature.
was St. Patrick's weekend this time, so
Oh wow.
there might be a
And
drink or
there you
two
go.
taken, I would think.
Possibly, yeah,
Yeah.
perhaps.
What about Jack 8-6?
Yeah,
Have a few extra seats.
some real hands out here. 7-7-4.
Yeah.
Gregor and Firaldo will like that flop.
Don't they check?
Andrej may feel he has
Yeah,
the best
let's
hand.
link
Doesn't
up
want
on
to get 3 cards.
Facebook, and if I decide, I'll know soon. If I decide, I'll just lock it up with you.
450.
Firaldo very quickly folding
2
sixes.
pots.
Giving all the respect to Andrej. Both these guys have been playing with each other for 2 hours before joining us. Feeling
Yeah,
he
that
wouldn't.
was a solid decision.
Yeah, giving him respect, maybe checking back all of his ace highs, so well, he's weighted towards the pairs. And of course, had Gregor behind, he does call with his 8s. 10.
3
Gregor
check.
still with the best hand.
4 check.
Check, check. River 3. Gregor will win this pot unless he folds. But Marcel probably check, check again.
I think he should bet it. But he probably will bet it to get something out of it. But I don't see how it's going to be a clash.
Nope. And of
He
course
bets it. He probably don't get paid.
this is Gregor's.
Most likely.
Right, going for a big bet.
3 bet. 1 million.
1 million.
10.
Because this is his first hand at this table.
4 pots.
Andrej folds. He will win the pot.
Welcome to the table.
I was here before.
Really?
Yeah, like half an hour.
If he gets called, he loses the hand.
You're voted
Very likely.
You're voted back in.
Anything he can call.
You had a poll on Twitter and you got voted back in.
You didn't tell us. Welcome to the table.
Hey, welcome back to the Party Poker Live Millions Germany main event feature table.
Really good.
That was extreme value.
Looks like we're joining Ludo and Firaldo in some banter here. See if they're actually going to play any poker against each other.
Hand out the 4.
Was it as bad as your ace jack against the 9s in Barcelona?
Nah, that was much worse.
So you see these two great friends off the table.
This hand was
So they're looking to get each other here.
Sometimes you just got to station people down, you know what I mean?
Especially this guy, yeah.
on the bubble that means set mining with 9s on the small blind.
Ludo,
You don't know.
pocket jacks. Let's see if he goes quiet with this hand.
26 bigs. I was absolutely seething at 9s. I was like, how have you got?
Now here's a tell.
You wanted
They're
to
in a
see flop,
conversation.
hit the set,
He looked at the hand and suddenly it stopped.
Confirmed
And
set.
then he's getting in the hand.
35.
Getting busy with it.
6, 7 pass.
It's good though, it's bought me 3 years.
Most of the time that indicates a serious big hand.
Jason, ace queen in the small blind. Some action here.
He's got a flat call this one.
I think he might raise it up here. He and Ludo played a lot. He might want. He'll be raise calling. I think.
There it is. Flat calls.
Well, it's like a 3-bet to 635.
Oh, he does.
Quite small, less than 3x out of position. Joseph may well think this is a light 3-bet. Potentially run a bluff. The funny thing is, it could possibly work if he did. Jason's 3-bet size is very strong. Does fold. Action back on Ludo.
All in?
Yes. 5 all in.
He's all in. Jason really has to call now.
How much?
Put himself in this spot.
3.2 there.
Looks like
3.57.
Ludo's a very aggressive player.
9. You have to give him ace king.
Oh, Ludo could definitely have ace king. He can have plenty of pairs.
Would he pay 3 million more? 2.9 more? I think he's got a fold.
There's 4.4 in the pot. He may well believe that Ludo would make a smaller raise with queens plus. Maybe just even flat if he had aces.
Please be a slow roll. Please, please be a slow roll.
Firaldo whispering into his mic there. That's amazing.
I don't see him calling.
This is the problem if you 3-bet a hand like this against a very aggressive and competent player like Ludo.
Game flow wise, this is so fucked. Can you take the red chip back and put in 5 blues, please? I don't want it. You know there's no chance I'm taking
He's convinced that he's going to fold the hand.
Well, he knows he's not in terrible shape now, Ludo.
Else, like, this is so easy.
He doesn't have him, he knows that, so he's going to muck it.
I don't like that 3-bet. Putting it.
No.
You get bluffed so easily by Ludo.
This is why I expect him to flat call.
Yeah. If you do 3-bet, you have to call. You have to go with it.
Yeah, but not with ace queen. This is why he should not
After he puts all the
do
chips
it
out,
with ace king.
you put the blue chips out, you just go
And
call
then you know
over
you're
aces.
already committed.
Yeah.
You giving us 5 blues?
For now,
He's still after the 5 blues.
No chance. I didn't think I was going to get them, but I'll try to. Listen, we could have been friends since we were 3. You're taking that pink chip.
So Ludo now sits mid-table on our feature table chip count. Jason still atop despite that tussle with Ludo. Niall Farrell comfortable with 7 million chips to his name. Everyone comfortable really. Even the short stack has 35 big blinds. And when people are that deep stacked, you generally get good poker. So of course, cue an all-in shove. Okay, 216 players left in Rosvedov.
And they took it away.
You didn't know they were bluffing on the end though, did you?
No, I knew I wasn't bluffing, but I didn't get to put a lot in.
So then, Thomas is that short stack, but
just knew that
still
you
with
would be bluffing.
35 big blinds here in Rosvedov. All the players have plenty of spots to choose from here, thanks to this very, very deep structure.
They have weird levels here, but not that weird.
5 raise. 285.
Has anybody been in this new
Ludo
restaurant?
raising up 285, pocket 9s.
I haven't. No.
John, ace queen off.
6 raise.
That's the 3-bet. Like the sizing, 805.
805.
Ludo in a real tough spot here. John definitely knows poker. Ludo knows that.
Ludo might give up on the hand.
He might be.
I mean,
He knows John's definitely capable of being light here. like Ludo will call. Proceed carefully.
5 calls.
So a very big pot here. 1.8 million in the pot. Ludo having just under double that back. Flop, king, 3, 3, 2 diamonds. John has a backdoor flush draw.
That's it for John, if he bets it. Representing the ace king.
6-2-5.
He does bet 6-2-5. 1/3 pot.
6.25.
Ludo now. Interesting whether to believe John. Not just whether he'd have ace king, but whether he'd bet it. So of course, he may well like to trap with a hand like that. Ludo may want to see one more card.
Ludo may want to represent ace king himself now.
Looks like he is going to see one more card. He makes the call. I like this. John's going to check back, you know, his kings, aces, ace king a lot of the time. 3 put 1 in the pot. Ludo 2.7 behind. It's very good that players are quiet whilst these guys are in a big pot. You save a lot of fun, but showing respect.
John.
John
is up
back.
for test now.
And that's a bad card for John to try and bluff on. Ludo, a full house.
Now it's Ludo who wants to represent the king in order to make his pair stronger.
We're going a very small bet here.
5 bet.
I'm trying to make it
6.
look like he...
Is that ever a bluff? Is it ever not aces?
King.
I fold.
Good for John. So out Ludo picks up a very big pot there. Up to 6 million.
Nice hand. I think you were...
Yeah, the flop did tell a story.
I had the best hand.
It's just not enough.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
You understand? To get him off the hand.
50%. Everybody
represent ace king.
Yeah, if he had to really follow that one up with another
50%
bet.
you think bluff? 15.
That's what he had to do on the turn to get him out of it. Probably.
Yeah. If he barreled the turn, I think it would have been end of the hand.
Just 15, huh? Right on the head.
His PL mouse is working as well. Eh?
Ludo.
Rounding
this
error.
is what I mean.
Under the
I
gun.
don't know how to do any of this stuff. I just ask smart people like him. And then
I'm just random numbers. It's like 15 sounded good.
I don't know. I just wrote it down as the Bible, mate.
Oh, yeah, we're in business.
Yep, Thomas will be 3-betting this one. And Ludo will be another tough spot.
But we just learned that he knows how to deal with that.
It's a 3-bet. 8.90 to go.
90.
Expecting action to fold around here. Looks very strong under the gun raise. Under the gun +2, 3-bet. Especially when Ludo won a big 3-bet pot last time. Expect him to kind of proceed the same way he did before here. Marcel with a call.
Oh yeah, it worked out well for him in the last hand. You must know the range of John. It's more likely John having overcards to his pair or a bigger pair than that you have a smaller pair. So he probably flats it and then see on the flop.
Interesting. I like this fold. Although he had a better hand than he did last hand, he knows Thomas is a lot tighter than John. He knows John is more capable of 3-bet bluffing pre-flop.
8 blue ones are you calling? What's that? Is it you just didn't want the pink chip?
176 players remain here in Rozvadov. Remember, only 127 get paid, so we are approaching that dreaded bubble. They've been playing for nearly 14 hours now, and no one wants to go home empty-handed. It is, of course, Aristides won't be thinking about that bubble right now with his big stack. He'll be thinking final table and beyond. But poker's a cruel mistress, and players can easily go from hero to zero very quickly. To find out who makes the money and more, join us next time as we play through the bubble to the end of day 2 at the Party Poker Live Millions Germany main event.